I literally find this interesting how an African divester who has made a history of sleeping with white men and trying to scam such white men. Darcy Adana S. Manu, a former contestant on the Balloon Pop show, faces a 16-year prison sentence for felony fraud and an allegedly sexual assault by Trevor Bauer, who is a pro athlete of some sort, and they cut him because he has at least two of these things against him, and one, he is literally getting this divester in trouble because her case appears to be proven to be a fraud. She slept with this man one time, a white man, and then she sat here and claimed that she was pregnant and all this other stuff, and then there's numerous texts that he kept there. She's begging him constantly to have sex again. She's begging him to get her pregnant. I mean, this is just absolutely insane. Her lies get caught up to her, and finally her law firms have dropped her, and she gets on a panel with who? With, what is his name? Bucci Bear, right? He is a tether that likes to come at Tariq Nasheed for a couple of years. Dynast Amir, who I can't remember what was it about him, something to Ahura. I don't know if he said he was a Nigerian prince, and I can't remember too much about him. And there was another an African on the panel, and she's going in on Black American women, and she herself is facing a 16-year prison sentence for felony fraud and lying on somebody and claiming that he sexually assaulted her. This is, you cannot make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up, as Kevin Samuels would say. And you would sit here and say to yourself that a lot of you black women, you too are kind of confused in a lot of these issues. A lot of these tethers that look like you, because she looks, you watch this video, Only Logical, unless you heard her name, you would think that she is a regular, degular, schmegular black American woman, but she is not. She is a tether, and she's talking shit about black women that have never done anything to her. This is amazing. This is amazing. You see, just when you think that you've seen it all or you've heard it all, and some of these people be going so hard. I'm talking about black Americans be going so hard for these immigrants. I be sitting here like, how much more proof do you know? I am not saying that all of them do this. I'm not saying this. But we've seen quite enough videos where uh, these African and these Caribbean tethers, they are always getting online talking shit about us, even when we don't even know these people. Nobody knows who Darcy Adana S. Manu is. Nobody knows. So why is she on a panel talking shit about black American women when she herself is a scammer? This is what we're talking about. Like what I said before, this latest white man is running around making these posters around Chicago and saying that black people are xenophobic against immigrants. No, we're not. No, we're not. I can speak for a lot of black Americans. I said before, there is a legal African immigrant on my job. He's one of the greatest guys I've ever known. He said that he applied and it took him 6, 7 years to get here. It was a long wait. and he is a naturalized American citizen. He paid for this. His family saved up for this, and he was vetted by the government, and he is approved. I have no problem with him. I have a problem with the fence jumpers. And I have a problem with a lot of these African and some of these Caribbean nationals that hate our guts so much. But why the fuck are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here? The ones that hate us so much. Why don't you stay in your own countries instead of coming here and relentlessly talking shit about black people? And closing this out, I would have to say that the only reason why somebody has not pulled up on Darcy Adana S. Manu is because I didn't know this woman existed. And your average black person who goes to work every day, minds their business, works hard, is collecting money to pay their rent, their mortgage. We don't have enough time to be on social media like this. But let me explain something to you in case you didn't know. I believe that violence solves a great many things. How we did things when I was a child growing up in the South Bronx was real simple. If a female was talking shit to me and she was being really, really, really disrespectful to me, you know what I would do? I would go get my sister, or I would go get one of my cousins, and they would go get that ass. This is how we did it in the South Bronx, right? Men didn't hit on women like that, but we would get our female family members, and my sister and my cousins, they would rarely ever lose. We are really, really meek people, but when it comes to the hands, man, we rarely ever lose. That's just the way it is, man. So you know, a lot of these African divestors, man, they're gonna keep it up with videos like this, and I would like to see some black American women lay some holy hands of healing on them, because a lot of people have never been in a fist fight, right? Remember what Mike Tyson says, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. I sincerely believe there's a lot of people that need holy hands laid on them, and they will stop talking this much trash that they do online. They really do.